Back to Hurricane Dorian, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas calling it the greatest national crisis in the country's history. Incredible before and after satellite images show much of Grand Bahama Island submerged underwater after Dorian ripped through the area. Officials say some 13,000 homes have been destroyed or damaged and over 60,000 people are without drinking water. Search and rescue efforts are happening right now, and officials say the death toll is likely to climb. NBC's Mariana Atencio is on the ground in Nassau. Mariana, we know Nassau was spared the worst of this storm, and we also know that they are trying to help people on some of the more hard-hit islands. What's the latest on that?
So, Allison, let me help our folks at home sort of understand where I am vis-a-vis some of the hardest hit places. Nassau is about 45-minute flight to Abaco Island and to Grand Bahama. The Bahamas itself is about 700 little islands that are all surrounded by water. And that, as you can imagine, makes this recovery effort that much harder. The Prime Minister describing it as carnage. I've been able to speak to some of the people getting off these choppers coming in from some of the hardest hit places, and I can tell you, Allison, it's hard not to break down when you're speaking to them. Some of them calling what they have seen over there living hell, telling me that, you know, it is likely that the death toll might rise. Right now it stands at 7. We do know that 7 people were brought to the medical center here in Nassau, and they passed away, some of them here. 38 medical evacuees have been brought that we know of, but it is such a slow-moving effort. You know, they're just trickling in because, as we heard from the Prime Minister, the airport in Abaco is decimated. He said it was underwater, so very few people coming in, and there's about, I'd say, more than a dozen families waiting here in a waiting area outdoors to my right, hoping to catch a glimpse of their family members coming out of these choppers. And we've seen people that need to be immediately placed on wheelchairs. We've seen ambulance coming up behind me to take them to the hospital that need immediate medical help. We've seen young children. I've seen, you know, babies as young as a year old coming from these places, and the message is the same. It is get our family members, get our neighbors and our friends out of there as soon as possible. Allison?
Mariana, I can only imagine that, you know, emergency personnel are just getting there. They're just getting a sense of the devastation. Do we have any idea what it is going to take to get those people out of there? I imagine it could be days, if not weeks.
It is a very complex effort. This noise that you're hearing now is most likely one of the choppers, Allison, that is about to take off. We've seen members of the U.S. Army actually here on site. We have seen people from the Bahamian Red Cross as well as the Bahamian National Guard. And it takes a while for some of these choppers to take off. So I'm going to have my cameraman keep the camera on me. If something happens, of course, I'll alert you guys. But again, it is a complex effort. A lot of people also saying that the government has to do it faster. They have to be more efficient. And that what we are seeing here, the images that we've seen from Abaco and from Grand Bahamas, is only a glimpse of what the extent of the devastation is. Allison?
Mariana Atencio, thank you for sharing these heartbreaking stories with us. We appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.